Hi, I'm Henry Sparks. I'm from Canterbury in England, and I'm just visiting the States for the summer. And this is a song I wrote called So Like a Child. Orchards I picked apples in have all been torn down. The planners and the tarmac have covered the ground, and so like a child with trembling hands I come with you to stand, and so like a child with trembling hands I come with you to stand. My parents, they gave me love, I threw it all away. Too busy mowing the orchards that aren't here today, and so like a child with trembling hands I come with you to stand, and so like a child with trembling hands I come with you to stand, and so like a child with trembling hands I come with you to stand. This is a song called Go You Will Go. It's so hard to say when I feel you pull away from my heart. I felt that today, I saw you fall away into the dark. I stood and I stood quite still. I felt your hand take my heart. Go, you will go. How was I to know? With my blessing on your head, you will go, you will go, you will go. I wave across the crowd. Once there was nothing could keep us apart. For once we were lovers. I hear again that song of your heart. And I fall I fall so far. Hope escapes from my hand. Go, you will go. How was I to know? With my blessing on your head, you will go. You will go. Go, you will go. How was I to know? With my blessing on your head, you will go. You will go. Go, you will go. How was I to know? Slipping into memory of years ago. Slipping into memory of years ago. You will go.
This is a song about music, what it's done for me. And I was born in a valley. I was born in winter's tide. Then I rode on a mountain. And I was born and I went through some frustration, and I went through stranger times. Another way, across a window, and I went through. Took me down to my station. Took me down to my home. When the years had me climbing, took me down. I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what you've done. Just a face on a highway, and I don't know. There was time's illusion. There was time. peace and love. Where I lay in your garden, there was time. You are free, my true companion. You are free, the summertime, just a tune for our travels. You are free. You are free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal. I'm your host, Dolph, and this is my co-host, Mary. Say hi, Mary.
Hi, Dolph, and good to see you again.
Very
as
good,
always.
Mary. Yes, and we're going to record a few segments today. We've seen a lot of people today,
That's right.
and for this show, we're going to have the people who are running the Sleeping Bear Dunes Music Festival.
That's right.
Ryan Lake, his friend
Ted Grossberger.
Ted Grossberger, who's been around a long time because the Dune Brass festivals have been going on for what, 12 years now?
Yes, that's true.
And they're going to have the videographer Greg Versus also with them, and we're going to play Fire on the Mountain. And we're also going to have a special guest who was on our show last year, and that's Henry Sparks.
Yes, we're welcoming him again.
So we got a full waiting room, and so we're going to get rolling here. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, okay. I've got a couple brief announcements. I wanted to mention that there is going to be a talent show at the Somerset Point Yacht Club, right over where the Blue Harbor Grill also is. We're looking for contestants. We're looking for magicians and musicians and comedians. And if you have an act that you think is really good that you could win, the first prize is $700. The second prize is $200, and the third prize is $100. There is a $20 entry fee. We want to make sure the entrants are serious. And if you're having trouble coming up with the money, maybe there's some folks that could sponsor you. If they know you're good and they want to pay for your $20 entry fee, that would be fabulous. There's going to be plenty of room for the public. This is not just a membership thing for the Somerset Point Yacht Club, which happens to be the newest yacht club on Lake Charlevoix. And I'm proud to be a member, by the way.
Yes, because they've had a lot of new things going there with a new owner and the grand opening.
Well, yes, and actually they're new, but Fred Taylor also purchased the Charlevoix Country Club, and they have a great restaurant there called Shanahan's. And the country club is really roaring. It's always great to get new management in beautiful Charlevoix.
Right.
And they
and
have
the perfect time of the year right now.
It's just boating season, and they have connections with the former restaurant called the Tapawango that was in Ellsworth.
Yes, Pete Peterson.
Pete Peterson. Mary knows all the names. Now he was the main guy, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he's their consultant, and I know Russell is one of the great chefs there. I also played there for the opening of the Blue Harbor Grill, and everything went great, and the food was fabulous. In fact, Greg versus the cameraman who's going to be on with the other people from Sleeping Bear, from the Sleeping Bear Music Festival, he videotaped me at the Blue Harbor Grill. And Mary, you have some exciting news because you spent a weekend up at the Dune Grass Sleeping Bear Dunes event area.
Yes, we did. Greg Versus, who is a co-videographer, and I spent the weekend with Ryan Lake and Ted and the rest of the, and this is a terrific committee who is doing this, and they're all great people, and they wined and dined us spun very, very well, and Ryan took us on a tour of where the Dunes Grass will be, and we watched them build the stage, the main stage, and saw where the picking tree will be, and Ryan explained everything to us of what they're going to do. And so I'm really looking forward to working on this event this year. And then we went down.
So you're a co-videographer, is that it?
Yes.
That's you. So you and Greg, co-videographers. Okay.
Yes, and then they took us down to the Summer Solstice Festival this last weekend in Alberta, and we got to videotape, record the fireworks. And then we also saw a lot of good groups down on their stage.
And you
too.
saw your friend and mine, Hank Bailey, over there, right?
Yes, and
Hank was there.
we want to say hello to Hank, and it was good to see him. And
yeah, great. Well, it sounded like you had a lot of fun on the weekend.
yes, we did.
And you did a little preparation for videotaping the Sleeping Bear Dune Festival, which I have been calling Dune Grass till someone in the lobby corrected me and said that actually that's the old name, and the new name is the Sleeping Bear
Music Festival.
Yeah. You'll hear more about that on the show with our guests.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mary, I think there's because we have so much things to do today. There's just one list of things we got here on email.
Okay.
Let's see. Got another copy here. Go ahead. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. The first question is.
It's not a question, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is from your friend Farmer Val and Randy, and they're someplace in Michigan now.
Someplace in Michigan, Farmer Val and Randy.
Dear Dolph, you really look fat on TV. You better go on a diet.
Yeah, see, that's not a question. And
Okay.
we wouldn't actually put this on the show, except that we haven't gotten any messages from anybody else. But my friend Farmer Val did take the time to tell me that I looked fat, and that was on the Dwayne and Just Us show when I had the buckskin jacket, and I appreciate that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, and I got one announcement. We would like to congratulate Diane Gustin on her new show, Northern Michigan Trash Journal. She's working with Up North Media now, and she's
she's also being produced by Jamie Perez.
I was going to say that Jamie Perez, who is
another producer
He's
here.
a producer with Northern Up North
Up
Media.
North Media.
Up North Media, and then there's a question for Mary, and so you never had questions before. This is
Right.
your first question, Mary. It's a hard one, Mary. When choosing videographers, can you tell me the difference between crazy versus free, or technical and overpriced?
Well, I think it has to do a lot with you could put say a videographer could be all four, as well as but crazy yes, and having creative freedom is one thing. But then being able to stay within the bounds and being able to show your technical expertise is very important too. But still, and as far as the overprice is concerned, it's good to do your research with other videographers who are in your area to see if you really are overpriced or if you're within the bounds of what the person is asking you for, your customer.
And what do people usually want to pay?
I'd say for an average wedding, it would be about $1,800 to maybe $2,000.
Okay. Very good.
But it depends really on the event. But I'd say the best thing would be.
How about if you're just a street corner musician like me and you need to be videotaped? How much would that cost?
Well, it would be pretty much what you can get and what the other person can afford. Even if you have to sure half your bowl, your guitar case, or your cup with the videographer.
Well, I would take.
We have to eat too.
I would take Crazy and Free.
Okay.
Crazy
All right.
and Free. Well, we have a big show. It's a pleasure to have you folks tune in to us, and we hope you always watch our show, and you can see us on upnorthmedia.org if you live in a foreign country or you don't have Charter as your primary provider. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, Mary. and
Okay, goodbye.
We'll be back in a minute. Thank you. We had quite a long day today, and of all things, we had a guest on our show from jolly old Canterbury, England last year, and he's back in town, and he come by the show today, just coincidentally, today, June 28th, and his name is Henry Sparks. For those of you, there's at least 12 people who've watched our show since we started, so those of you who've been watching the show, you remember Henry Sparks. He did some really great songs. Well, this is Henry. Henry's back. Before I introduce Henry, though, I'd like you to meet my co-host, Mary.
Yeah, good to see you again, Adolf.
Hi, Mary.
I mean, Dolph.
Dolph, that's right. Yes, we had a very flustering day. And in fact, Henry is part of the...
And welcome Henry back.
The Sleeping Bear Music Festival segment of our show. We just had Ryan Lake on moments ago. So this is an extra special segment with Henry, and he's played a couple songs for us. He's going to do one at the end of the show before we do the Fire on the Hill to get together. And so, hey Henry, what's been new since last year?
Well, I just learned that Fire on the Mountain wasn't a Cajun tune.
Oh, Fire on the Mountain wasn't
I know it is a Cajun tune.
Oh, did you? Oh, there's
Fire on the Mountain, run boys run.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fire on the Mountain, run boys run.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Yeah, well,
I
this
didn't
is-
know the
this-
Grateful Dead did a version.
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
know that either,
But
too.
Jerry Garcia, who was the founder of the Dead, wrote that song.
Did he? Right.
Fire on the Mountain. Yeah, and I think it has more to do with a musician who's met a pretty girl.
Really?
And he's got a fire on the mountain, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we put a new meaning to it today.
Yes, we did. We just sang it as a support for the people in Colorado who are having to face terrible wildfires. And we kind of did a jam together for that. So, but what else is new there?
Okay,
Henry?
what's new? Well,
Canterbury, something's got to be happening in England that we don't know about.
Oh, I don't know. Usual stuff. Bad economy, bad government. Weather's okay. The weather's been good this year. We've had some really hot times.
Too, you had the Queen's Jubilee recently, and you're looking forward to the Olympics.
Mary knows
Marginally. No, I'm not particularly interested in that kind of stuff. I'm interested in the buildings they've built.
Right.
They've made an absolutely
Okay.
wonderful Olympic Park, with the exception of an appalling piece of red sculpture, which ought to be binned. And why it got the funding to be built, I don't know, but it's disgusting. Anyway, you'll see it, I'm sure.
Okay, and this is a sculpture?
Yeah, it's by Anish Kapoor, and it's a sort of fairground ride, really.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's a promotion for a steel company who shall remain nameless.
Oh,
I'm not going
steel
to.
company.
Right.
I'm not going to.
It's not an American steel company, probably.
No, it isn't actually.
It isn't?
They're Indian.
Indian steel company. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're up and coming, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Did you bring any British sovereigns back with you?
Hey, I'd be in some expensive hotel somewhere if I had. I wouldn't be hanging
You did
around
at the
here.
Park Place?
Right.
You guys aren't staying at the Park Place.
Where's that?
Oh, that's in downtown Traverse.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Great place.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I haven't been there.
Yeah, because you can tell by the skyscraper.
Oh, is it that hotel in the middle of town?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I did stay there about 20 years ago, in the middle of winter. I remember they had an indoor pool, which was very nice.
Yes,
Oh.
it was very nice. And they have it as a health club too. And
Oh,
then,
do they?
And then some of the Beach Boys were staying there last year while they were at Interlaken. The
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The California Surfer Group.
Yeah. I heard some of them involuntarily while I was at Interlaken last year.
Okay.
Saw a bit of the show,
The
actually.
Beach Boys were big stuff till the English invasion started. You know?
Well, it's the way it
back
goes.
in the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, they're-
The
they're
Saxons were big stuff till the
Yes.
Norman invasion.
Yes, they were. Yeah, that's right.
Well, you played a couple new originals. Tell us about your originals. Like, what was one of them? Roads of Liberty?
No, I didn't
No.
do that. I did.
You used the word
I
liberty
did.
in one of them, I think.
Oh, yeah, that was when I was warming up.
That wasn't
That's
a take.
it. No.
Oh, okay.
I played a song called "So Like a Child," which is a song about being a young man and discovering everything isn't quite what you think it is. And then I played a song called
I'm still finding that out today.
"Go You Will Go," which is about kind of, I suppose, coming to terms with loss, something like that.
Yeah.
Always a good subject, an endless pit. And then I finished off with a song called "Too Many Kings."
Too many
Okay.
kings. Now, is that like too many cooks spoil the pot, or
Yeah,
too many
I
leaders?
mean, the basic idea is that, you always seem to get trouble when people think they're better than other people and stand
Yeah,
up
that's
and
so true. And like leaders and that.
yeah.
But I
Right.
was thinking more in terms of monopolistic concepts, because if you only have one king, I mean, it's better to have lots of kings than one, right? Because then you're going to have a totalitarian
You've got a
situation.
good point, but that's not the way the world is it?
Well, no, it is. It's narrowing down. I mean, we're seems
Well-
like the king of the hill is the hill is always getting a little more. The slopes are getting steeper.
Well,
aren't they?
so we're bumping them off one after the other, and we're going to end up with one monopolistic king.
Well, you know what happens? Wars and natural catastrophes affect that.
Yeah.
They change that. But if nothing happens, then yeah, we will. We'll have one leader.
Well, the song is also about our collective responsibility as human beings, and I think that not only has one a responsibility to look after one's community and the earth, you have a responsibility to just be a good person, and if something looks bad, it's your responsibility to
That's
say
so.
so.
True.
That's my belief, and
Well, that's a good belief. I agree with you.
let's hear it for the
100%.
whistleblowers.
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
Yeah, but it still seems like that's an underlying theme that's being picked apart somehow, and I don't understand it. But it seems like it gets turned under. Whistleblowers are few and far between because of the risks they take.
It's not only the risks. Look at the massive the massive forces going against them. Look at Woodward and Bernstein. What they did.
Right.
Right
Tell
up
me
to
about Woodward and Bernstein, Mary.
Oh, they did. They blew the cover off Watergate. And
Watergate. They were the
geez, I should've known
journalists
that, huh?
who
They
did
were
Watergate.
journalists, and,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they got rid of Nixon.
Oh yeah, poor Nixon.
But
liked
I
him.
mean, the point of bringing
Tricky Dicky.
Tricky, yeah.
the point of
He
bringing
walked on the Great Wall.
Yeah.
the point of bringing them up is that they were essentially whistleblowers.
Yes.
And they were looking at this edifice, which finished with the President of the United States, and they
Yeah.
still had the courage to pursue it. And the forces against them were massive, but they
You don't
still
think-
did it.
You don't think they had any support from the other side that didn't want Tricky Dicky staying in office?
Marginal, because nobody believed. My impression is that it was so bizarre that nobody believed that what was actually going on could have been going on.
This is true. It was
And
definitely. I
so
remember
often
that was
it's the
bizarre.
case, you know. I hate to bring it up, but the death camps in the Second World War.
Right.
Everybody
The
just
Holocaust.
thought, no, you can't be doing that. But
Oh,
they were.
yeah. And there's even people today that don't think they ever existed. you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
And some of the things I've heard through the years, being Polish myself, is that actually more Polish people died in the death camps than Jews.
Quite possible.
Yeah, I heard that. So.
I expect a lot of them were Jews, though.
Yeah, it's
Polish
possible.
Jews too.
And that's why there's Polish jokes today, I think.
I
There's
said
jokes about everybody.
I said Polish Jews, not Polish Jews.
Okay,
But there
okay.
could be a correlation between the two of them too.
It's possible. It's possible. And speaking of music, I'd love to hear a polka.
Well, there's the, don't they do the, up at Cedar, don't they do a polka festival?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But it's about the same time as Cherry Festival.
Oh, right.
So
Well,
there's a conflict. Cherry Festival's going to have trouble this year, and I don't know, when is Cherry Festival?
It's usually the
July 4th, isn't it? Around that area?
It starts about July 8th, but it sort of overlaps with the 4th.
Well, it went up to 85 degrees, and then it snowed like crazy, and like the cherry trees started blooming.
Yeah.
Although usually I hear we get all the cherries from the state of Washington for the festival, because the cherries aren't ready here yet. But there's not going to be a lot of cherries here this year, period, because of the weather.
Well,
Yeah, we had a very strange winter that it was mild in the 50s and 60s up to about February, and then we had a very bad storm in March, and it was almost blizzard and earthquake conditions too, and a lot of downed trees and people without power for a few days going into a few weeks.
right.
Yeah, so we're pressed for time, so
Right.
perhaps you can finish up some of what's going on, like as far as your plans.
Okay, well, I want to do as much playing as I can while I'm up here, so I'll play anywhere.
Okay, and then
We should
you're
give-
going to do Sleeping Bear Music Festival as well as
I don't know. I don't know where that is. Where's that?
what Ryan and Greg and those people were talking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
Out at Lake Ann.
Oh, at Lake Ann. That's quite close to where I'm living.
Let's announce your phone number on the program in case somebody wants to, needs a guitar player
You're
with
gonna-
a little English accent.
You're going to ask me my phone number, aren't you?
Oh, you don't know it?
I don't know it.
Wow, do I have it in my cell phone here?
You probably do.
I don't know if I've called you from the
Yes.
batteries. Well, how can we get a hold of you otherwise then? Is there an email address?
There is an email. There's an email, and I can give you the phone number afterwards.
Oh, and we can dig that up and graphically put it on
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Right.
And
And you're going to be here till August 6th?
yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
so,
about right.
so so this show
But-
this show is going to air because of our other guests. We're
Right.
doing the Sleeping
Bear
Bear
Music
Music
Festival.
Festival. I was going to say doing grass.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm actually going to go and work on Treat Farm, which will be fun.
You're going to work on a tree farm?
Treat Farm
Treat?
up in Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm a carpenter,
Okay,
and
good.
so I help fix up the buildings with the historic, what is it, Sleeping Bear, Preserve Sleeping Bear, I think
Okay,
it is, or something
good,
like that.
good.
Well, that's got to be near the Sleeping Bear Dunes then. I mean, it's
Yeah.
out near Lake Ann,
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Well, it's nice having you on the show again, Henry.
A
Come
pleasure.
back with-
Thank you
Yeah,
very
and
much for
just,
asking me.
Welcome back and glad to
Thank you.
have you again.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
Mary.
and
Thank you, Dolph.
We may go
Okay.
out on a boat ride on Lake Charlotte.
Maybe.
We'll make some arrangements.
Maybe.
And Mary might even be there with her brother.
Yes.
We got to make some plans. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal.
Okay.
We're going to take a short break for our next segment. And stay on channel 97, and don't be afraid to surf above the number 50. And Up North Media, channel 97 has a lot of variety of shows. Don't, if you tune on at a time when there's a show you don't like, don't think that all the shows are like that. You're going to find a show that you like, and hopefully one of them is our show. Thank you very much. Bye. Welcome back to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal. Don't touch the button on that wireless remote. Stay on channel 97. And I commend you for surfing above the number 50 and finding us here. Today we have some great guests. Before I introduce the guests, I'd like to say hi to everybody. Mary.
How you do?
Okay, this is Mary Ferris, my co-host.
Yes.
And today we have the sponsors, or the creators of the Sleepy Bear Music Festival. And straight across the table from me is Ryan Lake. And next to him is Ted Grossmeyer. All right. And then videographer Greg Versus.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is let you guys tell us all about the Sleepy Bear Music Festival this year and history and whatever you want us to know. And it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, thanks, Adolph. Appreciate you having us on. Well, we're looking forward to the festival here July 27th through the 29th. We have a new spot out in Lake Ann, Michigan, just outside of Traverse City. It's a great spot, over 100 acres, lots of wooded camping, and we're excited about a great lineup and another great year at the new location.
What size crowds you guys usually generate?
A little over 2,000, 2,500, yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. So Ted, what are you going to be doing with the Sleepy Bear Music Festival?
Same thing I've done for many, many years. Sweat.
Sweat. Oh yeah, especially if it's hot like today.
Yes.
Yeah, we're recording on we're June 28th. Today, June 28th. So
I do a lot of the site work. So.
Great. Well, we got to get back to Ryan and you, Ted. And how about you, Greg? You're going to be doing videography?
I started building this videography shoot about 2.5 months ago when I contacted Ryan and actually Sleepy Bear, and actually decided to do the videography for this one. And spent a lot of man hours on it, but it's going to be great, and we're going to be able to get this stuff out to the people soon. And I hope it's going to be an excellent.
So you're going to have it showing on Up North Media, right?
It sure will.
Yeah. Great.
Sure will. We're going to be up here on the Northern Michigan's Musicians Journal. In fact, when we can, we're going to try to get this up as fast as we can. And I'm sure everybody's doing a great job from here and up north, and from the Dunegrass Festival, especially next to Ryan Lake and Ted. The best weekend we ever had last week.
Yeah, Ryan, we need more information, like how do people get in touch with you? How do they get to go to the Dunegrass Festival? Who are some of the main acts and all that stuff? Yeah.
Well, if you want to get in touch with us, you can check out the website, which is www.sleepybearmusic.com. And we have Martin Sexton coming out this year for the headliner. And he's an amazing songwriter, singer-songwriter, and he's played all over the world, so we're real fortunate to have him in. We also have the Stooges Brass Band coming up from New Orleans, big brass band, so we're real excited about that too. And of course, we always offer the best Michigan music, so we have some 30 bands from Michigan that will play at the festival.
30 bands. Okay, wow. And again, when does it start? On the 26th, right?
The 27th.
27th.
We are doing a Thursday night concert on the 26th for the members and the early bird people who bought in early. Seth and May are going to play a concert on Thursday night. So I think we're going to actually try to get that out to the public live that night, online anyway.
Live streaming, yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing Seth and May online Thursday the 26th.
Great. Now, Mary, you were out to the grounds.
Yes,
putting up the stage. Tell us
yes,
what's going on.
was. It's a very spacious grounds, and Ryan took Greg and I around the area and showed us where things would be and where all the electrical outlets would be too. And I was quite impressed of where they're going to have the picking tree, and I'll have Ryan talk a little more about that.
Well, the Pickin' Tree is an area on the festival grounds, and it's cut out like a giant bowl. It's like an old pond or something is what it looks like. But it has a huge cherry tree in the bottom, and we put a little stage down there for acoustic acts to play. And it's really nice because you can't hear the main stage. The sound just blows right over it. So it's a real intimate space, down underground. So it's really neat.
And where people can bring their guitars and jam with other people?
Well, the Pick and Tree, we schedule acts, but we do behind the main stage, we have the fire pit. It's a larger crater behind the main stage.
Nice.
Another one. There's actually, 3 on the property. 3. And we have a fire pit down there, so after hours we do our picking down there and with the fire.
Okay, good. And then Ted, Mike Vanderberg, I understand, was a friend of yours, and so would you like to share some memories of the founder?
Mike was a very close friend of mine. Mike was a visionary. He constantly created things to bring people together to have a good time, always involving music, almost always. And he just filled his life with it, filled everybody else's life with it as well. A lot of musicians in the beginning years of what was called Dunegrass then, put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and time in on the stage just to make the thing happen. People like Third Coast, I'm sure you've heard of them. They're a Leelanau County band. Cabin Fever.
Okay.
Those guys paid their dues to make this thing grow.
So Mike Vanderberg started, he was the founder. When was the first Dunegrass Festival held?
1992.
92. And when did Mike stop doing it?
Mike didn't really stop doing it. He died.
He passed away when
he
did he
passed
when did he
away
go?
a week after the festival in 07.
07, okay.
Yes.
So then Ryan's been taking over since 07?
No, 1 year in between. Someone else put the show on. He was a bad manager.
Okay.
So in 09, Ryan stepped in and cleaned the whole thing up and put it back on track.
It's great you're carrying the torch, Ryan.
Okay.
It's a good
And then, my understanding is how are we going to honor Mike's legacy?
Just through people being together and remembering him. We always voice something for him on the stage. His spirit is with that festival every time it goes on. People feel him.
Okay.
And how much is it for admission?
We have day passes available this year. They're $40 online right now. And the weekend pass pre-sale price is $85. That's a 3-day pass. All the prices include camping, so there's no extra fees on the weekend passes. We also have 2-day passes, I think, for $60. So, and we started doing memberships this year as well. We've had a lot of people buy in on the memberships because it gives them a chance to pick their own campsite, and then they get to keep it for the next several years as long as they're members, so they can get their friends next to them and they can all lock in on an area, know where you're going to be camped for year after year, and people really like that. So we've seen a lot of good feedback on the membership.
And that's explained at the website?
Yep, it sure is. Yep.
All right. And what song did you play at the beginning of the show?
That was a tune that I just wrote here recently. It's called True Companion. It's a song about music.
Cool, man. It sounded great. And then we're all going to jam at the end for, we're going to do Fire on the Mountain. And Greg, you're going to announce when we do Fire on the Mountain the details of that, but maybe you could take it, now and just tell us a little more details. Like, the song was written for Colorado.
I was actually online with a very good friend of mine, Angel Croft, and she was telling me how devastating this fire was. And at first, I think there was only a few wildfires burning, and then it rose to like 5 wildfires, and then before you know it, I saw the news the other day in Luther, Colorado Springs now is also burning down. And I thought it would be a nice tribute to the people of the state of Colorado who have lost their homes, lost their whole livelihood pretty much due to these fires that destroyed over 250 structure and rising. So I thought it'd be nice to do Fire on the Mountain for everybody. The classic and one of Jerry Garcia's and Grateful Dead's song Fire on the Mountain would be a good way to give them our blessing. And
what was the song originally written for? Is in Colorado?
The song was written by Robert Hunter, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the year it was written, but the Dead have done this for years, and you know, I really couldn't elaborate on what Jerry did with his music. So
What he
I
was
couldn't
thinking
really
when he
say.
wrote it. What are some of the
Yes.
words? Like, what are they singing about?
Long distance runner, what you're standing there for. Get up, get on, get out of the door. Ryan, would you like to help me on this?
You're
Yeah.
playing cult music on the ballroom floor,
Oh, yeah.
drowned in your laughter and dead to the core. But I think he wrote it. It seemed like it was actually geared towards, you know, talking to a musician or about a musician, one of the two. But we gave it our own meaning and our own blessing. You know, we will today, later on, and you know, we're going to sing that "Fire on the Mountain" for the folks out there in Colorado.
Very good. Yeah, well, it's really nice having you guys on. And we had a big undertaking today with our scheduling, and it's great you guys were patient to wait for the big six-piece band we also had for another show.
Yes.
I guess if there's anything else you wanted to say, we're going to wrap it up and go into the next segment of our show.
Well, I'd just like to thank you guys for having us on.
Okay.
We really appreciate it and enjoyed playing the music and look forward to jamming out on Fire of the Mountain with everybody.
Yeah, well, we really enjoy. I hope the Sleeping Bear Music Festival will be a big success this year. And,
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
okay.
And I think we're going to be there.
Yeah,
Play down in
great.
the, what's the area where they...
The pickin' tree? or
Pickin'
the-
tree, yeah. The pickin' tree, baby. And then back with the
The fire pit.
fire pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good, yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Good.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. Well,
Mary, thank you.
And
well,
thank you,
thank you
Greg.
for tuning in to Northern
Thank you.
Musicians
Thank you.
Journal. We're going to move to our
Thank
next
you.
segment now. So don't
Okay.
change that dial because we don't have TV
When you
commercials
stop
on this
the
show.
soldiers, just to
Okay.
shake their hands over there.
Okay, this is a song I wrote called Too Many Kings, and that's exactly what it's about. My poverty haunts me like the back of a broom. Death creeps round in the upstairs room. Is it love or depression or my shocked impression? The history of the war of the Spanish succession. There's a guy down the chip shop, says he's Elvis. That's alright for him, but what I say is there's too many kings, too many kings. Won't somebody help me get rid of these things? There's too many kings, too many kings. These kings are gonna wreck everything. There's kings in Jerusalem, there's kings in the east. There's too many kings sitting down to the feast just to wear that thing that they call a crown, built on dead, burnt bodies piled up and down. The writing on the wall says Johnny rules. Johnny's like the rest of them and they're all fools. There's too many kings, too many kings. Won't somebody help me get rid of these things? There's too many kings, too many kings. These kings are gonna wreck everything. Oh, too many. Oh, too many. Oh, too many kings. There's the book of rules, the book of kings. Religion confusing everything. For the cowboy on the horse of disease, with a double ambition of pride and greed. There's a way of thinking says take what you can get. When there's nothing left, then what happens next? There's too many kings, too many kings. Won't somebody help me get rid of these things? There's too many kings, too many kings. These kings are gonna wreck everything. Oh, too many. Oh, too many. Oh, too many kings. When I look up at the evening sky, I am not at peace and I know why. There's a little white light for everyone who died. Every man, woman, child sent down to die. And it could have been me, it could have been you. It could have been the both of us doing it too. There's too many kings, too many kings. Won't somebody help me get rid of these things? There's too many kings, too many kings. These kings are gonna wreck everything. There's too many kings.
All right, we're going to do a little tribute here on Up North Media to the people in Colorado who have just lost over 250 structures. It's sad. I'm ready to cry to see what's happening out there. There's over 8 wildfires burning at the same time, and there's not enough manpower to handle it, and it's terrible. There's people losing homes. They're in hotel rooms and shelters and everything else. And we're going to do a little tribute to them. We're going to play Grateful Dead's Fire on the Mountain.
Run now, what you standing there for? Get up, get out of the door. You're playing cold music on the ballroom floor. Drowned in your laughter, dead to the core. There's a dragon with matches loose on the town. Take a whole pail of water just to cool him down. And I say, fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain, yeah. Fire, fire on the mountain. Well, fire, fire on the mountain. Almost ablaze, you can't feel the heat. It takes all you got just to stay on the beat. You say it's a living, we all gotta eat. You're all alone, there's no one to compete. Mercy's a business, then I wish it for you. More than just ashes when your dream comes true. And I say, fire, fire on the mountain. more that you give, the more it will take to the thin line beyond which you really can't fake. Now, no, say fire, fire on the mountain, fire, fire on the mountain, fire, fire on the mountain, fire, fire on the mountain.
You are listening to Northern Michigan Musicians Journal.
Right here. I'm a producer.